Hello and welcome to yet another dimension. I am Jeremy.
I can't see! There are cars there, motherfucker! Get the fuck out of the way!
We love you, Spider-Man. And we just watched,
Spider-Man No Way Home.
man, long time coming.
Yeah, I think we gotta talk about first the expectations for this movie and the fucking hype that surrounded this movie. And
Super
how
hype.
insane it was.
Probably the most hyped movie of the year.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Easily the most hyped movie of the year.
Because there have been, questions of who's going to be in the movie. Because it's a multiverse movie.
Yeah.
Similar to the Spider-Verse.
So a lot of, I don't want to say anymore. Because we're gonna get into spoilers, but spoiler free expectations. What did you expect from Spider-Man No Way Home?
So, confession: the first two movies, not my favorite. Okay, I know, I know it's confusing. It's like people love this. Tom Holland is my Spider-Man. Okay,
he is the best.
He is the best, objectively. Yeah, but the original series, the trilogy, the Sam Raimi series That's my movies. I love those movies. Except for the third one sucks. Watch our trilogy, Spider-Man trilogy reviews.
Oh man,
it was great.
Yes.
But the first two movies, it's just like it's part of the overall Marvel, machine. And I don't like always the connection of it. I don't know. It just didn't connect with me as much. And the second one, to be fair, I was kind of distracted. So
you can't get through a movie without checking his phone. Is what he's trying to say.
Whoa! You check. Okay,
I never check my phone.
Yeah, Mr.
During
Bumble.
Edit.
Exactly.
What I expected.
Hold on a second. I'm not done.
Finish, Mr. Doom. MF Doom.
Doom powers on. I don't know his moves. I'm sorry.
He doesn't fucking know Marvel. You're gonna review a Spider-Man movie.
Okay, it's an outside perspective. Okay, so it's a unique perspective. Okay. And my expectations for this movie. Shut up! I'm not Fox, man.
Go Fox yourself.
For me, I was hyped for this. Okay, I was hyped.
Good, yeah.
Because it was hopefully bringing back people from the past.
Yes.
And there was all the conversation around that, and I was looking forward to it. But my expectations were tapered.
As it should be.
What did you think? What was your thoughts?
Well, I thought this was gonna be the greatest movie of all time. No, I did not. I did not. But I was definitely I expected a lot of fan service because of all the rumors. I hoped a lot of the rumors came true because they sounded really exciting, right? And I was hoping because this is kind of the end of the trilogy for the home trilogy. I was hoping that it would bring some finality to it.
Copyright.
That was kind of my expectation.
Yeah.
So. Beyond that, I try not to watch trailers, right? Anymore.
Yep, I didn't watch any trailers.
I watched the first one, and that was all I needed. And you know what? I'll say the first one did not give away a lot.
Really?
There was a lot that still left and surprised me. The second one gave away a lot more, which I tried not to watch because it was giving away a lot of the movie. So I still had a lot of this kind of surprising me, which I liked a lot. But what pissed me off too is actually, watching this movie back, that trailer was fake.
At least fake news?
Some of it is. Okay. So they do this a lot with Marvel where they show you fake scenes or there are different scenes that end up in the movie. It's insane.
So are you disappointed from what was not in the movie then?
No, okay. I was fine with what was in the movie. But
I'm okay with fake trailers as long as it's good.
I just feel like it's stupid. It's misleading. Yeah. Just do a minimal trailer rather than do a fake one. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Why show a whole scene that's not going to be in it or dialogue that's just different?
But people are like, they're going to go see it anyway, so fuck you.
I guess. And they're right. I mean, this movie sold out. I don't know if I had the hype that everybody else had, but you tell me Spider-Man's in a movie, I'm going to go fucking see it. I don't care. Unless Spider-Man goes so downhill that every movie is horrible, which has never been the case. Even the ones I didn't like the Amazing Spider-Mans, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I will always go see a Spider-Man movie. Always.
I love Spider-Man too, as you can see. I mean, some of this is his, but I do love Spider-Man. He's probably my favorite superhero.
He is.
Other than Batman.
He is one of the best.
So.
Yeah. And I think it's time for me to tell the world who I really am. I've been Tom Holland this whole time.
Oh my god!
And it's not because this mask is uncomfortable or anything.
Yeah.
Everything is fine.
And
I can breathe and see.
you think I should reveal who I am?
We all know who you are, bro.
It's Drake.
MF Doom has been Drake this whole time. No wonder they're both so good at rapping. Both of them equally.
Don't
Anyway,
ever say that again.
The
My nose
spoiler-free
hurts.
review for Spider-Man.
All right.
Let's stay on topic here. Spoiler-free review. What did you think? Overall thoughts of Spider-Man.
I'll give you my thoughts so that in a second, but
Just stick it up.
no, it looks fine. So, man, I liked it more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
I like it. This is my favorite one so far.
Of like the Marvel trilogy.
Yes,
Yeah.
it met expectations for me. I thought
Good.
They're going to put a whole bunch of memes in it. They're going to, nostalgia trip 101.
It was.
They did it great,
Yeah.
and they far exceeded my expectations. I liked it a lot.
That's good.
I'm trying to see if I think I might love it.
All right.
I might love it.
We'll see.
I might. But for me, it doesn't really make any sense. Most of it. I don't know if it makes sense or not. I don't know about you, but I don't really care. I'm just here for the fun of it. But I'm actually excited to see the next one.
Yeah,
I wasn't about with the other ones, so.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where they go, and I feel like based on this one, without giving away the ending, it feels like this might be kind of a soft reboot. I feel like it's where they're headed with it, which I'm fine with.
It feels like might be like a more darker tone, maybe.
Maybe, and you know what? I feel like at the end too, I feel a sense of maturity.
Yeah, I've seen an arc finally matured,
and that's why I think that this trilogy is handled so much better than the previous movies. And you can have your thoughts on the tone of the movie and all that crap and the Marvelosity of it.
Yeah, that's my biggest complaint about that.
Right.
It's like it's the Marvel baggage.
Right.
Marvel baggage.
But I will say that I think the one thing that these movies did way better than every other Spider-Man movie is the development of Peter. Easily. And I think it comes from a few different reasons. One, because Tom Holland's way better as Peter Parker. Two, you have all these years of he's a young guy, right? So he has all these years to grow. Whereas he kind of was just high school for 30 seconds in other movies, right?
Yeah. It's a progression,
Yeah, he gets to be young and make mistakes. And I think this movie, that is the biggest thing in this movie, is that he's naive.
Yes.
Right? And it costs him, and I love that.
It was making me, so it was making me mad how he's acting, but I gotta realize he's just a kid.
He's a kid, and I think that's young. It's entirely the point.
Yeah, and I was like, man, this is stupid. I would never do that. But me being an old ass man now,
and as wise as you are, and, and so close to 30.
Let's not talk about that. I'm still high school age. Anyways, I agree with you. They did it well, and the growth is there.
Yeah,
and I appreciate that. And there's some sad moments in this movie.
There's
hit you that, and I'm not really that connected to some of these characters, but one we'll talk about soon. It still hits home.
Yeah, it does.
Still
hits home.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And some of the faces I didn't really appreciate. But anything else?
I gotta get into spoilers, man. But I will say,
definitely go see this.
It's a great 100%.
Movie.
100%. Yeah,
it's the best one, I think.
It's the best one of this trilogy, probably, easily, because of the stakes and everything. But the story, I think, is what really does it. And I'm going to talk about why. But I think this is maybe the best cinematic Spider-Man story. Maybe.
You talking about
story-wise? Movie.
About games?
I mean, I really like the Miles Morales game story a lot. And I liked Spider-Verse story a lot, too. But I think this one, I had to probably sit on it for a while. But I just really liked the themes and the way it was handled a lot.
Yeah, I was surprised.
This movie is huge. There's so many faces and so many characters. And you know that just from the trailers alone, right? There's all these villains. And you think, how the fuck can they handle this and make it good? And I think they did it in a great way. And honestly, in a way that I feel like most franchises couldn't do it. Because of the established history of Spider-Man movies. People know it.
Yeah.
So certain things are already developed for you. You don't need to go watch those old movies because you've already seen them, right? So anyway,
that's great.
That is really a cool thing that not a lot of franchises are able to do. So, and I think they handled it well. And I think that it serviced the story. It wasn't just shoehorned in There's a lot of fan service, but I think it makes sense. Do you agree? I mean, I don't.
Oh no, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I expected the fan service.
Yeah.
This is for the fans, and they combined that with actually telling the story.
Exactly.
Because in the beginning, like they're not really talking about the multiverse. Like it's not about that. It's just the story of what's happening. And I was in it from the beginning, like how it was done. You want to get into spoilers?
We're gonna get into spoilers because I gotta talk about the glorious moments of this movie.
Yeah.
So if you have not seen it yet and you don't want to get anything spoiled, I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to just get off, close out of this tab, go open your porn tab or whatever you were looking at. We make assumptions here at a preferred dimension. And spoilers. We're gonna talk about spoilers. So opening of this movie, I it was fast. But I thought it was working, right?
I liked it a lot.
They skipped over a lot of the legal shit, and then they bring in...
Oh, the legal. I forgot about that.
They bring in Matt Murdock as his lawyer. Fucking flipped. I loved it. And not only is it Matt Murdock...
At first, I was like, who is this?
Oh, it's Charlie Cox from Daredevil, the show.
Good. That was good.
Fucking loved it, man. I love that.
He kind of jumped in to see. I'm like, oh, it's a blind... Oh, it's Daredevil.
It's Daredevil. And you know what? I like those little Marvel cameos, right? When you just have like a character that's in it for like 30 seconds, it doesn't matter because that's how Marvel is with their comics. Like sometimes like Daredevil just shows up, right?
Oh, really?
In a Spider-Man story. Yeah, they cross over a lot.
Now it makes more sense because he's in the movie for a second. I thought he was going to be in the movie for the rest of the movie.
No.
He's going to like help him with the legal stuff. I was like, oh, he just never shows up again. So that's a thing?
Well, I mean, that happens in Marvel a lot. In Marvel comics, where like a hero will just be in it for like 30 seconds or show up for an issue or something. Like they do it all the time because they have this expansive universe, and I think that's one of the coolest things about having a cinematic universe of connected characters. Is like you can perfectly adapt that crossover potential. Yeah, for sure. So cool little cameo for all the Daredevil fans too, like who've been like wanting Matt Murdock or Charlie Cox to come back as Matt Murdock. It was great, and you loved Daredevil, right?
Yeah, Ben Affleck has been working out. He's skinnier. He looks so different.
He looks completely different in this.
Still white, but can't help that. Always. But yeah, Daredevil was my favorite.
Daredevil was fucking awesome, man. I don't care.
He was excited.
I love Daredevil.
I gotta watch the show. See, I didn't really watch the show.
The show is really good. The other shows, But Daredevil is definitely a great show. So I was really excited to see him brought back in the MCU. This time around, and there's a lot of cool stuff, a lot of Easter eggs that probably a lot of people don't notice throughout this movie. I'm not gonna talk about all of them, but some of my favorite ones are like they talked about like Ned was like, wouldn't it be weird if I turned evil and tried to kill you or something? Yeah. And what's funny about that is Ned Leeds in the comic books is the Hobgoblin. Like,
so he actually does.
He actually does that. So a lot of people don't even know that. But like,
I had no idea.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're eventually gonna make that a thing where he is Hobgoblin in some way. I doubt it because his character.
I can't see it at all.
I can't either.
He's just too sweet.
Exactly. He's too nice.
Yeah, I can't hate him.
They'd have to find a way to change it, But I thought it was a cool little Easter egg. And then if people who watch the Hawkeye show, they're gonna notice that there was Steve Rogers the musical posters around New York.
Oh yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, you had no idea.
Yeah, that's out of my league.
Yeah, a lot of cool. So if you're like a Spider-Man fan or a Marvel fan, you're gonna find a lot to love, just all the little Easter eggs and stuff throughout this movie. Yeah. And those are just some of the examples of my favorite ones, besides the Matt Murdock cameo. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff at the beginning, and then
I love the beginning though.
Yeah, the beginning is cool. They do he's like in danger. I feel like
because everybody's going after him because everybody knows he's Spider-Man, and like they think he killed all those people in Mysterio.
Yeah, and Mysterio.
So when they're like chasing after him, it's kind of like it's very chaotic because a lot is going on, like trying to save MJ. And like at the same time, he's going back to his apartment where Aunt May and
Happy
kind of breaking up. Yeah. So he's trying to deal with that, and at the same time, the whole world's like looking at their apartment. It's really well done.
It is well done.
It had me it captured me right away.
And you know what? I feel like it justifies his want to make things right. Yeah. And they don't just skip over that either. Like he also his reveal of Spider-Man, it ruins MJ and Ned's chance to get into MIT. Mm-hmm. So he feels
it's affecting other people, just not him. So
he feels guilty. Yeah.
I thought that it's affecting everybody around him. Yeah. It's really you really should change it. Like I understand why he wants to do that.
Exactly. So
but go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
Well, no, it's a good thing. Like he goes to Doctor Strange and he wants to change it. Um, but then like he's doing the spell. Do you want to get to the spell part where?
Yeah, sure.
So he's doing the spell, but he doesn't want them to forget. So what did you think of that?
That seems like
Something he would do?
I
Yeah.
feel like, yeah, you know what? I mean, like, it doesn't. You're like, don't do that
Yeah, yeah. It's
because
gonna
we're
fuck
adults.
everything up.
But
Yeah.
I feel like if you're gonna have a character that's young, this is the perfect time to have them fuck up and learn from their mistakes
Mhm.
and have to clean it up. I think that is such a good lesson. I mean, this is part of like his growth as a character. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that throughout this movie, it was just done so well.
Yeah, because for me, I was thinking like, man, this is so stupid. Why are you doing this?
Yeah,
It's like it's making me mad. Then I realized
you're supposed to.
it's
Yeah.
supposed to make me mad because I probably done something stupid like that where like trying to like save everybody, like protect my feelings, protect everybody else's feelings.
Yeah.
But you gotta sacrifice, and then he does. I mean, finally, but
Yeah.
at the beginning, he wants to keep his friends because you might lose them.
He's naive.
Yeah, he's naive to the fact that he has to do it, has to sacrifice it.
Yeah.
And I like that the crux of the plot. Where wait, what is the see? There's so much like Doctor Strange. His powers, he's like godlike.
He does do a lot. He's
Man.
pretty powerful. Yeah.
So like, what is the cube thing that makes it go back in time? What is that called?
That was just putting the spell on.
Okay, yeah.
That all that was doing was like kind of like sealing the spell so that it couldn't break essentially
Mhm.
and let more things get out of hand.
Okay.
You know. So yeah, that's what that was for.
Yeah, he messes up the spell because he keeps on adding to the spell. And
Yeah,
messes it up.
exactly. Yeah. So
Spider-Man does.
yeah. So you know how at the end when everything was like breaking and stuff was coming through, that's because Green Goblin threw the grenade in there and it started to blow out the box. So that was just containing the spell from opening more rifts in the universe that brought the people from the other multiverse into this world, right? So yeah, I definitely I love that scene. I mean, I think it makes sense to me. It's not like because we got to remember Peter's a kid, right? He's young, and I don't get the whole magic shit. It doesn't. You're not going. It's magic. It's kind of like Harry Potter. I just accept it.
Yeah, it's in the universe. If they explain it, it'll be fucking boring anyways.
As long as it
Not gonna
follows
make sense.
its own rules.
Yeah,
I don't care. You know?
I'm not clear on the rules all the way anyway. So
Yeah.
I don't care that much. I just it's a vehicle to like to tell the story.
Exactly.
I get it.
Yeah, I can suspend my beliefs enough to just
Yeah.
watch the movie.
I'm not.
It doesn't really
I
bother
don't really
me,
care that
but-
much as long as it's good character, story, plot. Good plot progression and character
Yeah,
arcs. I like it.
which I feel like was accomplished with
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
and
for
like
sure.
comedic, entertaining.
Yeah, yeah. So So what happens is he fucks up the spell a little
Mhm.
bit, and then he's going to talk to some MIT lady to help try and get Ned and MJ into MIT because they've been rejected.
Yeah.
And that's when he gets attacked by Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2, right?
First one.
The first one to appear, and then Strange is like, "Oh yeah, a lot of these guys came in when you fucked up the spell, idiot." So then he's like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna go round them up, and I'm gonna change them and help them."
Oh, I was so fucking mad at this.
But you know what? I actually like that.
You like?
I
See, I
lo-
would never do.
No, I know,
I'm
but
evil.
he's sweet, and that's why I
It
love.
makes sense for him.
That's why I love Peter Parker. He's like he wants to help people. I like when superheroes, and not just Spider-Man, but when
Mhm.
all of them are like, I could go beat some guy's ass.
Mhm.
But I could also try to actually help people. Like there's
Yeah.
one thing I really liked in like the Spider-Man game. He volunteers at Feast, right? And there's always like little side missions where he's just like helping somebody.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's
He's
big.
just another New Yorker, but just has powers.
Right, and that's
He
the
helps.
role model that I think Spider-Man always has been. He's been a hero, right? He wants to help people and do good just for the sake of it, right?
Mhm.
And I felt that, and maybe this is where I think it becomes a nice moral dilemma in this movie. It's like his intentions are good,
Yeah.
the methodology doesn't know what he's doing,
Mhm.
right? So that's what causes this whole fucking insane mess that eventually gets people killed.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
So I do love that. I do love that he's got good intentions, and
Mhm.
but he's young and he's naive, and that's his problem. He needs to grow. And this movie, I think, did it very well. So anyway, he fucks up the spell. The villains come in. He rounds most of them up pretty easy.
Yeah. Well, before I like the fight scene with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah,
where
that
they're
was
like
fun.
broken reality. I love broken reality fights where they're like jumping around, like I don't know even know what's going on. He's like they're on the train's like floating in the air,
Yeah.
and like he's going through like the portals. It was insane. I liked it.
Yeah, it was a lot like the Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, it was. I like those fights.
Yeah, visually trippy and yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that it was sweet. The fights in this are good.
I think all the action scenes in this movie are fucking great,
especially with this one guy. I love it. I love. Okay, we're going. Go ahead. I'm excited.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about him too. All right, so
we'll get to it. Doc Ock and he rounds them up.
He rounds up all the villains. So it's Electro, Sandman, Lizard.
Okay.
Good throwaway villain, Lizard. I love how Lizard, he literally is just like, yeah, I saw this guy in the sewer. And I caught him. Doctor Strange puts him in a cage. Right? Electro and Sandman, there's a cooler interaction. And Sandman's kind of like at first like, oh, he's not that bad. Peter's not that bad. Mm-hmm. And then they put him in a cage and they're like trying to decide what to do with him because they don't really know how they got there either. Which I also like, we're still kind of learning as they learn. And they eventually piece it out that, oh, we all die because of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And we got transported here right before we died, right? Which I thought was a really interesting way because now the stakes are for them. They don't want to die.
Yeah.
And Doctor Strange is like, fuck it. Kill them. They're meant to die anyway.
Mm-hmm. And I was with them. I was so with them. Like, cause like,
I was too, but
you gotta die eventually, and that's like their fate. Right. I feel like that way. So I understand.
Because we're cynical adults, and I think it makes sense.
Man, I guess in that world I would try harder, but in the real world, okay, in the real world I would think that, but it makes sense. You know, it's a conflict of Peter Parker want to save everybody,
exactly,
change, you know, the good and the rights of Doctor Strange,
the correct,
the sad truth.
Yeah, no, it does make sense. Mm-hmm. I think that's why it's a good movie because it's like a kind of moral dilemma, kind of a trolley problem sort of thing. Yeah, and I thought it made sense for both the actions of Doctor Strange and Peter. I think it really worked for me. I love the naivety. I love the fact that he has to do that. And then I like that he tried, though. And you know what? He actually tries to help them. And that's really what this whole movie is about. Because, like, when he fights Doctor Strange, he's essentially saying, like, I'm going to try to help him. And he traps Doctor Strange in his own mirror dimension.
Yeah, he feels like the villain now. He's helping the villains out.
Yeah, it was funny.
Man, yeah, it makes sense though because we know that like what they've done.
Yeah,
because we've seen the movies, we've seen them kill people.
Right,
like,
exactly.
He doesn't know these people.
Yeah,
he just wants to help everybody out. Yeah. So when I think back on it, it makes sense.
It does make sense.
It does.
It does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I was Doctor Strange in that moment. I'm like, yeah,
like what are you doing?
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, I definitely thought that was working for me. But after that happens. Where did they go from there? So he like tries to help the villains, which is kind of cool. Like he tries to help build them a cure. And when Green Goblin shows up, Norman Osborn, he's like kind of insane at first, and then he's like talking to the Goblin personality, like, "No, I'm not gonna be that guy." And then he's like sort of pretending to be, you know, innocent old cynic, you know, Norman. He's just like kind of senile, like doesn't really know what he's doing.
We know what you're doing.
We know what you're doing. Yeah. But it's cool. Like, there's all these, like, people, like, they're all in one room. Like, you know, Norman and Otto are helping Peter build the cure for all.
That's cool, yeah.
I like that, you know?
And it's a little precursor to, like, a later scene where, like, they're, you know, doing some more experiments trying to figure out the cures for that stuff.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's a good payoff.
It was.
You know, yeah, I like that. But, you know what? Like, a big problem with this movie, for me, is, like, they spend a lot of time with kind of Jamie Foxx, Electro.
Jamie Foxx.
And wait, what's his name? I don't know. The Lizard Man. What's his actual?
The Sandman or Lizard?
Lizard. What's his name? Lizard.
Lizard. Yeah.
His name just Lizard.
Or Dr. Connors. Yeah, Lizard.
Lizard. And like the Sandman, like their characters from their movie, like they're bad movies. Jamie Foxx.
Amy Fox. We had no continuity issues at all.
Amy Fox.
Jamie Foxx. Yeah. So
he doesn't suck. He's just not that good.
I feel like I don't like his dialogue in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 at all. And I wanted to like him in this movie. Mm-hmm. But I feel like there's just no spark. There's no electric copy. Do you know?
He made this joke once.
Did I already make it in the...
Yeah, in the past where it wasn't recording. And it was cute. But this time, it's passe. It's lame. Spider-Man.
Does it have to be more in the moment?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So I'll let it slide. No more. Yeah. No more electricity puns.
I don't know if did I already say it. If not, edit this part out. But it feels like they're all just like in a different room. It doesn't feel like they're interacting in the same room, and I felt that way about all the villains. Like it didn't seem like they were, they were talking to each other. It's like they were both reading a script in different rooms.
They probably were
composited into the same movie. That was my biggest criticism of this whole movie, I had to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't. Now you say that, I'm feeling that. Yeah, because you were saying before, Sandman, Electro. It's just like when they were talking to each other, I'm like, this is kind of lame. It's like I'm not feeling this. I don't care about you guys. You guys both lame characters, lame villains from movies that weren't good at all, really. Especially the Amazing Spider-Man series.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man is
I didn't like it at all.
I don't like him either.
It's drab. It's fucking lame. Especially the second one. Terrible. And Jamie Foxx's character, I don't like him in this. And he just completely changes as a person.
Yeah, he's a complete reboot of the character. It's like, why even get the same actor if he's a completely different personality?
You tell me.
Everyone else is like the same. Yeah. I feel like I mean, as much as personality as Lizard had,
he's green. He's green.
But I mean, like Green Goblin, right? Like Willem Dafoe is still very much the same character.
Yeah, so I'm glad he still has.
And he plays him so well.
Yeah, I love it. So he was trying to find a cure.
He's trying to help all the villains out, and of course it goes wrong because Goblin betrays him, which
God himself betrays him. Yeah,
I was thinking he was gonna flip. I wasn't sure who he was playing to what degree, but Goblin's like, "No, I am evil." He does the great, iconic laugh, and essentially they fuck things up. And there's a huge fight between him and Goblin, and then tragedy, right? They killed Aunt Hottie.
They killed Aunt May. Man, that hit so hard. Like I wasn't even really connected to this character, to this Aunt May, but it still hit so hard. It was done so well, and the reason why is because it was preventable. Because Peter Parker, the naive kid he is, he tried to save everybody. Sometimes you just can't do that by himself because he had Doctor Strange and that tied up.
Yeah,
and it's like it hit so hard because stuff like that happens when you try to save everybody. You can't save everybody.
Yeah,
and I love them. I mean, I don't love it. It's a good scene. It's an emotional scene, and she gets back up, and she's bleeding out. And I feel like if I was bleeding out like that, I would act like I was just fine. And you can see like she's slowly dying.
She's trying to be tough for Peter. Yeah. It was a tough scene.
She's the one that taught him, try to do good no matter what.
She's the one who says the line.
Oh yeah.
To him, which I thought was an interesting twist. He's almost like he'd never heard it before.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, I guess, like they don't really talk about the MCU's Uncle Ben a lot.
Is there?
Well, he died, and in like Far From Home, he gets his. Peter takes his briefcase or suitcase, I should say, with BP on the initials on the suitcase. So like there was a Ben at some time.
Okay,
but
so
they just
was,
But they never show him.
Now,
He's dead before he's Spider-Man, right? So they never really show what happened or what he looks like even.
But I like that they said that.
Yeah.
They had her say it.
Aunt May was the one who said it to him, and and then can finally get to
what we've all been waiting for.
The most rumored scene of this whole movie is that Spider-Man is revealed to be Tom Holland.
It's Tom Holland once again. Another version of Tom Holland.
So what happens is
you look like a Prison Mike right now.
The worst thing about prison?
Yeah.
The Dementors.
Preferred Dementors.
We're getting way off topic.
And we're gonna lose recording space. So let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah. No. So it turns out Ned has one of those the portal thingies.
Yeah.
The ring.
He can open it up.
He can open up portals, and he opens up a portal looking for Peter. And which Peter is it? Peter Pettigrew, who we thought was dead this whole time. Turns out he was Ron's rat.
Talking about getting off the topic again.
No, it's Andrew Garfield.
From the Amazing Spider-Man.
From the amazing movie, The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
See, it's a cute. I like the scene because he's like, uh, MJ is trying to like say like,
trying
are
to
you
test
really Spider-Man? She's throwing the bread at him.
Yeah, he's throwing. It's like crawl around a bit.
Yeah,
crawl around a bit on the wall. He's like,
it's
what?
Yeah,
yeah, it was a great scene. And then they also bring in.
Oh, I was like,
I
jumped at this part because Toby was my original Spider-Man.
Yeah,
he has no skill. They have no charisma, no social skills, but you know,
he was super awkward.
Yeah,
it was his version, the Raimi version. But yeah, no, it's a glorious moment for all Spider-Man fans. So glad to see it. And I thought it's a cute scene when they're first like getting to know each other and stuff. And they first time they acknowledge that like Toby shoots webs out of his wrist.
Oh yeah,
they both shoot webs at each other, and he webs up Andrew's web shooter. He's like,
what
did it come out of your hand?
I love that. They acknowledge it. It's like because you know, it's differences in the adaptations, and they know
they talk about in these movies, and I thought it was really well done. But yeah, so after the tragedy of Aunt May dying or whatever, MJ and Ned, and then the two spiders, they go to meet Peter at a place that they think he will be, which is where he goes to get away from people, which is, I guess, on top of the school. That was a cute little callback to earlier in the movie. I like that. Really, nothing happened in this movie that didn't feel like it was necessary. I like when they do that with plots. I feel like everything that happened kind of came full circle. And
it we went to go see Nightmare Alley, and it was felt like such a long ass movie.
Yeah,
but this it was pretty long, right?
It's 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I didn't feel it.
I didn't either.
So that it's a good movie when you don't feel the length of it.
Yeah, I thought it definitely, and it wasn't too long. It wasn't too long. But anyway, they go to meet him. There's a really good scene where he first meets the other Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And he kind of like dismisses them at first, doesn't really want anything to do with anything anymore because Aunt May's dead. He doesn't know like what to do, and it's a really nice scene where they all kind of talk about their shared tragedy. It reminded me a lot of Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
The scene where Prowler gets killed and Miles has to deal with it, and they're all talking about how they all dealt with a similar tragedy. Very
this
similar.
This is done well as well.
Yeah.
So I liked it a lot.
I did too.
It's like these big brothers because they're more mature. They're acting their age. I guess they're not acting like they're in high school still. Yeah, they've been through some shit.
Yeah.
Toby's like much older. His back hurts. But I like that. Yeah. So they're kind of the big brothers, and we feel you. We feel you, bro.
Yeah.
We feel you.
And then I think we get to one of my favorite scenes in the movie. They decide to try to help him to do his original plan to cure them. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I like this scene.
And I like this because what? This is good because it's not only just like our Peter's, like Tom Holland's original intention was to help them. Now he actually has the means to do it. So he can live out his intention with like the means, the knowledge that the other Spider-Men have. And I think it works too because they are all scientists. And that's like Peter Parker is a scientist. That's like his thing.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it from Toby's movies.
No.
He's a genius. But they all are, and it was a good scene. Yeah,
it was a great scene.
All that because they're all Peter Parker. They love that stuff.
Yeah,
it makes sense. He finds out a cure for Andrew Garfield. Finds a cure for Lizard, and Toby. What is he doing?
He helps with Green Goblin.
Yeah, Green Goblin. Yeah. So that's a cool scene.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
and they do the meme. We're like, oh, which Parker?
Peter.
Yeah,
they're kind of.
They did it a sly way. I like that. Yeah,
it was cute. Yeah. And then they suit up all, and like I like how they're like, Toby, you're just gonna look like cool pastor or something. Oh yeah, because he shows up in clothes, he's not wearing his suit.
He just looks like a.
And then he reveals he's wearing it underneath.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny. At least they acknowledged it. But
yeah, he did look kind of funny at first, but I was like, why is he not wearing a suit? But he has on this. He's just business casual.
I think it's because it's part of his character too. He's older. He's more like subdued, and I like that.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
So we get to the big scene.
I guess that was setting up the climax, right?
Yeah, well, before that, they have like a little conversation, like just hanging out with the buds, Spider-Man's, talking about like, oh, what do you fought? Like, one of them says like, oh, Venom, talking about Venom.
Yeah, I fought a dude with an alien with black space goo or something. Yeah, I thought that's funny.
And they talk about the web shooters too.
Yeah,
but then he sets up the climax, the big fight with at the Statue of Liberty.
At the Statue of Liberty, which in the MCU was getting Captain America shield erected over
it's
it.
so lame. I'm so glad that they destroyed it.
It's funny. I didn't know what to think of that scene.
Yeah,
It's
I
weird.
like
They
Captain
didn't just like replace the torch.
Yeah,
Like
they
the
just kinda
torch was
put it
still
over it.
there,
Yeah.
but the shield is over. It's weird.
Feels like it's like cheaply made. I don't know. Well, anyways, we're getting to the weeds. Wait.
Yeah.
But the big fight scene. What you think about the last fight scene?
Yeah.
And also the fight with Willem Dafoe and the Spider-Man before Aunt May.
Oh yeah.
Fucking loved it.
It was great. Yeah.
I love.
You know how I love.
He's so great in this.
Like fisticuffs.
Yeah.
You know, and it was
And
just really brutal and.
He's whooping his ass.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. But let's go back to the finals, the climax.
Climax scene. So, they essentially they set up all the cures for all the villains, right, on the Statue of Liberty, and like Peter Parker, he texts the Daily Bugle or FaceTimes the Daily Bugle, like this is where we're at, right, trying to get all the villains to come, right. So it made sense, and they do, and there's a fight, and I like how it kind of isn't working at first, and they don't really know what to do. They're not working as a team. Because the other Spider-Men don't know how. And
it makes sense.
Yeah. But they start to realize they work together and like, okay, if we coordinate, we can do this. And
Tom Holland was the leader because he worked as a team. So
exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah. I liked it a lot. And yeah, eventually
I was hyped.
Doctor Strange comes back. He finds his way out. And he goes there to help him. And same with Ned and MJ. They get teleported there because Ned opens a portal and he can't get it closed.
Yeah.
And then the Lizard goes in, chases them out, and they come back. So they're in the statue too. And there's this big, stakes are high. But they beat them. They beat all the villains except for Willem Dafoe.
Oh man.
The best villain of all time.
All time. The greatest man of all time.
Yeah.
Almost as great as me. No, he's great. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's way better. And then we get another really good like bare knuckle fight between him and Tom Holland
on the shield.
Yeah, I fucking love that, man.
Yeah, man,
that was sweet. And then Spider-Man, he's pissed.
Yeah, he wanted to kill him.
That was like
I never seen
a
him
Marvel
like that.
movie.
Yeah,
I thought that was really brutal, like a MCU movie. Like it was just really heavy punches.
I wish it was a little bit more. Yeah, I want a little bit more brutal.
Darkness.
I thought it was gonna get a little bit more brutal.
It really wouldn't have fit the tone of the movie if it did.
I don't know. I feel like at that moment
it was already stretching.
He just killed
Aunt May. Yeah.
Like it's like the turning point because he's turning to the dark side. I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want him to kill him.
Yeah.
You want him to save, be the Peter Parker we know. It was a great scene, but for me, I just I didn't want the brutality, like show him bleeding. I don't know. I guess, but it is the Marvel movies. It's PG-13. We gotta keep it a little bit more safe.
It was still really bloody.
It was a great scene still.
Yeah.
For me, I just want a little bit more like him, fucking smashing his face.
He was pretty aggressive,
yeah.
And then he's about to. He's whooping his ass.
He's
about to fucking murder Goblin with his own glider.
And that's great because that's literally how he dies.
Yeah.
And guess who stops him?
Is Toby. Comes in, steps in.
And I like how he doesn't say anything. He just kind of stares at him.
Yeah.
He doesn't give him a fucking
speech. He
He
knows. He's like, yeah.
Come on, man. Because they're the same person basically.
Yeah.
So you don't really have to talk. You just know what he's thinking. I like that.
Yeah.
Usually they just give a speech like, you don't want to do this. You're a good person. You don't be don't stoop down to their level. You just have to. You don't have to always say something. You just look at them, and that was a great scene.
Yeah. And then Goblin's like, and stabs Toby in the back. I thought he was gone. I thought he was dead.
You thought he was gone?
I was like, oh shit.
At first I was like, yeah, but then I was like, man, no, Aunt May already died. We can't do all that. That's just too much. This is not the movie for that.
So he stabs Toby, and then Peter's like, oh, fuck, I'm still going to whoop your ass. Tom Holland's Peter. And he does, and injects him with the cure. So Goblin kind of comes back to, sanity and just kind of sits there like, what have I done? Don't tell Harry. He doesn't say that, but,
Don't tell it.
Yeah.
Basically said that.
Yeah. But it was a great climax. And then at the very end, Spider-Man's like, the spell because also when this happens, the Goblin throws a bomb into the box that's containing the spell. So when it breaks, it starts to cause a rift in the multiverse, right? And Doctor Strange is like, what do I do? And he's trying to stop it. And Peter's like, wait, if you undo the spell or do the originals, this is where it gets a little kooky, where I'm like, I don't understand how it works, but essentially, he's
man.
If you do a spell where everyone forgets that I'm me, wouldn't it undo what happened? He's like, yeah, sure, because plot convenience.
Yeah, that's the part I'm like, eh.
It's a little too easy.
See, but for me, plot, I don't know. As long as I'm like invested in what's going on, I don't. If it doesn't make sense, I don't care.
It's
as
old.
much.
The magic shit is kind of beyond us, so it's not a huge deal to me. But I did think it was really cool. Yeah, and he sacrifices essentially everyone knowing who he is. This is like kind of the most heartbreaking part.
Oh.
He's developed like his relationship with MJ, which I thought is done really well.
Oh yeah, so I usually don't like romance. I like this romance.
Man, their romance is so good.
Yeah,
I fucking hate
it's
it.
only because you love her. That's your girl, man.
I don't love her.
It's like
we're
archetype.
In love with each other.
You are Tom Holland. Yeah, he is. You are him.
I wish.
You wish.
I wish.
You can find your MJ one day.
Hopefully. But it was super heartbreaking.
Yeah.
To see. Because he's like, you guys are gonna forget me,
yeah.
Like him, and not only MJ but Ned too, like everybody. You know?
Well, okay. So about that, do they forget him as a person?
Well,
everybody in the world.
Yeah, I guess so.
Damn.
Yeah, they forget they met him.
But so Spider-Man's still a thing.
They remember Spider-Man's a thing, but they don't know Peter Parker. So
okay, all right. But is Peter Parker? Does anybody know who Peter Parker is?
See, this is where it gets a little confusing.
It doesn't make sense,
right? But so at the very end, he's like, he sacrifices, his loved ones. Essentially, he's like, I'm gonna try to find you guys in real life and do it over again, and organically and be, in your lives again.
Mm-hmm.
But he knows that they're gonna forget him. And then we get a scene at the very end where MJ does not remember him, and Ned doesn't remember him, and it's just like, I hated that scene. I mean, it was good. But it's so like heartbreaking,
Yeah. All the relationships you see the past two movies.
Yeah, it's been developing.
Ned just walks right past it.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. Yeah. It's done really well, and you know what? I think it's a hero moment too, because he knows he's sacrificing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a big part of Spider-Man. And they really hit that theme home in this one.
Great power comes with great responsibility.
Exactly.
Is he better out their lives? I mean, it's greatly done.
It is so well done.
Yeah.
It's just sad. It's very sad.
If it's making you feel that way, they're doing the right thing.
They did something right.
They did something good.
Yeah. The more I talk about this movie, the more I liked it. But the only thing, it's kind of confusing at the end. Like, he sees Happy at Aunt May's grave. And Happy's like, doesn't recognize him.
Then who was Spider-Man?
This is the weird thing, because he's like, how did you know her? And Peter's like, through Spider-Man. He's like, oh, me too. I'm like, well, wait. Then how do you not know? How do you know her through Spider-Man if you don't know that Spider-Man's her nephew? It doesn't make sense,
right? It doesn't make any sense. How do they explain that away? Are they going to switch?
That was the biggest plot hole to me. I was just like, why even include that scene if it just creates this?
Don't have him there. Don't have Happy there.
Yeah.
Or just have him like walk away.
Or have him not talk about it. You know, like he just doesn't know who Spider-Man is. Peter Parker. He's
I never really.
I don't know why I feel connected to this person. Maybe he doesn't, because I feel like he has to forget Aunt May, and that's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Have it make sense.
Yeah. Don't even. Yeah. That was unnecessary. Like, why did they have that?
Yeah.
Just don't have him there.
Yeah, it just created a problem that they couldn't solve.
Yeah, but I guess that's like a smaller thing. Like,
yeah.
But overall, so nobody knows Peter Parker, right?
Nobody knows who he is.
Ever, like, in the world?
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder how that works. Is he still Peter? Does he have a security?
That's what I'm saying.
Social security number?
Like, when you think about it, it's like,
yeah.
That's the only thing, like, that doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, they don't explain exactly how it happens, but essentially no one who knew him, I think, knows him anymore.
Like, he's like a newborn baby.
Kind of,
New person.
That's sad. What a way
It's sad, yeah.
It's not a happy ending, really, you know?
I was like, damn, this is like that. I like it, though. It makes me want to see like him come back, like get back, build his relationship,
see what he does. Yeah. And at the end, he builds himself and he sews himself a new suit.
Didn't it look like the Tobey Maguire one, or like a kind of like
a
classic?
It's kind of like it did have a classic look. Yeah,
I like it.
You know what I didn't like though?
I didn't like the suit.
Barely see it.
Yeah, they didn't really show it.
He flies out in the suit at night.
Maybe,
and there's not like a good shot, just a freeze.
Maybe they're trying to save it.
Why show him like making the suit, flying out in the city, and if you're not gonna give us just a good look at it, just one shot of him like standing somewhere or doing the Black Widow pose.
The Black Widow.
You know, like I want to see it. I want to see that suit in all its glory.
The next Spider-Man. movie, you'll see.
Which I will go see.
Yeah.
Because you know what? This was a great trilogy. I thought it had a lot of closure, and it looks like they're moving to a soft reboot route, which I thought I'm fine with that. I like when things have closure.
Yeah.
You know, continuity but closure.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah, this is a turnaround for me.
Yeah.
Because I like the movies, but Marvel movie. I am a critic of the Marvel movie, the Marvel machine, because everything's tied together, and it has everybody's charismatic genius of Quip Masters USA. But I gotta say, this has won me over.
This was pretty good.
Yeah, it won me over, and I liked it a lot.
So there is one more thing I want to talk about because it sets up, I think, the next. So the post.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Let me plug this in before it might die before we start the next point. I don't want this to die.
Okay, I'm not gonna talk too much longer though.
All right. What the fuck? Where's my hole at? There you go. There's the hole.
I'll find it for you.
Go ahead. One last thing.
Yeah, so let's say I wanted to talk about like plot wise the post credit scene. They show Tom Hardy's Venom. Okay, I did not see Venom 2. If I'm gonna be honest,
I haven't seen any of them.
I watched Venom 1 at home. It's bad.
Man,
I did not like Venom 1 at all. I like Tom Hardy as Venom. I think Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock's great casting, whatever. But I didn't care for the movie, so I didn't go see Venom 2. That's why I say this. I did have the Venom 2 post-credit scene spoiled because I wasn't going to see the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that he got transported to the MCU through some inexplicable way. It must have been when they did the thing in this movie, but I don't know how long he was there for. Anyway, he's only there for a short time, and then they blip him back to his universe? That's so stupid.
What's the point of that? What was the point?
Well, there is a point because when he leaves behind a little bit of the symbiote. So that's how they're introducing the symbiote to this dimension, which I thought was just kind of weird. Why don't they just have their own version of the symbiote?
Contrived.
Yeah.
Contrived.
If you're gonna do this, why not just make Venom part of that universe? Exactly. That's why I don't get.
Why?
And I would have been fine with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I do kind of want to see Spider-Man with the suit, but you could do that in a million different ways. I feel like it's probably still because Sony wants to do their own thing, but they still want to own Spider-Man. I hate that's why. Fuck you, Amy Pascal. I fucking hate her. And then she has the audacity to put Pascal Pictures when we know this was all Marvel's creative team doing it. Amy, we know it. You're a fucking asshole. I have just so much disdain for Amy Passhole.
Pass the hole.
Anyway.
Well, that's another discussion.
I've always hated her.
Let's stick.
I hate that Spider-Verse is a good movie because she partly produced it, but
she just okayed some stuff.
Like, really okay,
hit the button. Yeah, you can do it. That's the only thing she does.
You know why I really hate her? She ruined Amazing Spider-Man. Like she's the producer who was like she's been like one of the producers on the Spider-Man movies for a long time.
Oh really?
Yeah, and she's like I think they fucked up Spider-Man in Amazing Spider-Man 2, right? Mm-hmm. And then they're like, okay, Marvel, come in and do it, but we're gonna keep the rights, so we're gonna. That's why I fucking hate her. And then they're like, oh, we own Spider-Man properties. We're going to make a Morbius movie. Anyway, Spider-Man No Way Home was really good. So
I didn't know all that. That's crazy.
Yes, this is why I don't like Sony. Because they're holding out when they could just give Spider-Man to Marvel. Spider-Man's the Marvel's creative team, right? Mm. It's all like the No Way Home trilogy. Like that's all done by like the Marvel creative people.
If you had Spider-Man, would you give him away?
I see why they don't do it.
Yeah.
Because it's a lucrative franchise. But it's like, oh, we established we suck at storytelling.
Yeah.
And so we're going to give it to people who have told a good story. And we're going to profit off of it. That's what pisses me off. I mean, not that like Disney needs any more money.
How do you even get it? All right, this is
it's a whole mess.
I'm interested in how they got it and why they just have that when... Yeah, this doesn't
look into the process because it's literally it's the most insane thing in film history. How it got made, it's fucking insane.
Mm-hmm. And that's why this is exclusive. Anyways,
yeah.
So
what is your out of 10 score for Spider-Man No Way Home?
Oh, so at first when I was watching it, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be good. And later on, like I was getting kind of mad at like the characters and like the villains, kind of weak, some of them. I was like, man, okay, but I'm supposed to be mad. They're giving me some emotion out of this because I didn't really like the first two that much as this one. And I really like this movie. But I don't like it more than Dune. And that was my favorite movie so far this year.
That was a great movie.
And I gave it like a 9. I'm trying to weigh it against that. And I'm
Trying to be
excited.
relative.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the next one. This is one of my more like my favorite Marvel movies. Is it my favorite though? I don't think so. I think Endgame is fucking great.
Endgame is probably still my favorite, but that's just because of the spectacle and
it's a satisfying conclusion, and this is a
is.
satisfying conclusion to this trilogy.
Yeah, for sure.
The home trilogy. I give it 8.5.
I was just gonna give it a solid 8.
Okay.
I feel like that's where I don't, I'm not gonna glorify and sanctify this movie and say it's the greatest movie ever. If you're a Spider-Man fan, you are 100% going to love this movie.
Yes.
So if you like Spider-Man in any way, go see it. It's one of the best movies of the year. Probably second only to Dune, because Dune is like a cinematic masterpiece in the making. Ooh. So I really think when Dune releases part 2, it's gonna be a masterpiece. So, but that doesn't take away anything from Spider-Man: No Way Home. It was great, a great conclusion to this trilogy, and I'm super excited to see where they take Tom Holland in the future. I know he just got renewed for like more movies too, so that's cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, which is good because he's young.
Man, imagine how many movies they can do with him because he's young.
Yeah,
they can change. Like, man, I hope they keep it good.
Yeah,
I hope they keep it like true to the name of the Spider-Man and like see where it can go.
I think what they're gonna go after this, he's probably gonna be a more adult version, similar to how Tobey was.
Yeah, I was thinking because it's kind of like he's in a shitty apartment, like in the second
it's like
movie.
He's growing up. Mm-hmm. It's cool. I like that.
So one more last question: is this your favorite? So is this your favorite cinematic Spider-Man movie? Is it better than this?
I hate to say it.
2?
Because fuck Amy Pascal. I think it's better than 2.
I think it's better than 2. Okay.
I think because you know what, I like 2 for the story, and I really like this. I love the story in No Way Home. Like I think the themes, everything just hits home for me. Everything. I feel like I love Spider-Verse the most. I hate to say that because fuck Amy Pascal.
But you're making me hate the movie.
God damn it! If I don't love that movie.
Yeah, man.
I love Spider-Verse.
It's close.
I'm sorry, man.
I like that. That's my favorite Spider-Man movie.
But I love Tom Holland. He did great in this movie. I absolutely love Spider-Man: No Way Home. So I don't think it's my favorite, but it's definitely easily the best one of this trilogy. It's probably better than all the Raimi ones, and I mean easily, obviously better than the Amazing Spider-Mans. But that's not hard competition. I thought it was a great send-off. There's some redeeming moments for even Amazing Spider-Man 2, like where he saves MJ and he couldn't save Gwen. I thought that was so nice.
Yeah. Oh my! I forgot about
such a great moment.
See, I don't want to forget stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like that moment so much. It's not like overdone, and like you will know if you've seen the movies. Like that was a big moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good moment. It's like little moments like that. It really pushes over the edge.
Yeah, so. And I feel like not Amazing Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man 3, the Raimi trilogy. It's like they tried to give some finality to it, but it didn't really work because the movie's a total trash fire.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like this was a good send off for Tobey too.
Yeah.
In a way, it was kind of like a conclusion to all the trilogies, which is an insane feat for something that featured them for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, damn, this is well done.
It is well done.
I can't believe that. I thought this was not be a shit show, but it was gonna be just like a
overly ambitious.
Yeah. Like just fan fiction.
Yeah.
But no, it was a well constructed story with a lot of fan service.
I felt that way too.
I couldn't I was like, yeah, man, this is good.
Yeah, it was good.
So, you got anything else to say about Spider-Man?
Just go see it. Go see Spider-Man if you can get tickets.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's kind of hard to get tickets, huh?
Yeah, but if you can, movie. Definitely go see it. 100%.
Probably the highest grossing movie of the year.
Easily.
Yeah, this is big. Yes, another Marvel movie in the books. And thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next dimension.
For the next Zack Snyder movie.